Alright, so happy Sunday. It is December 10th, 2023. This video is going to be something a little bit different. This is just going to be like my first impressions between the Model 12 and the Model 16 from Tascam. Why do I have two of these machines? I was supposed to be playing a show. Yesterday, I got notice it got canceled. The 12, the LED screen wasn't functioning, so I sent it off, and I got a bit impatient, and I picked up a 16 just to see what it was about. But the guys over at Tap Electronics, Salvi, thank you so much, double thumbs up. This machine came back and it's rocking. I've had this machine probably for about 10 months. This machine I got probably about a week ago. The first difference off the rip is the inputs. On the 16, everything's at the top. It's nice for a studio setting. On the 12, everything is on the back. So when you lay it down, you have to, fiddle back there, know what you're doing. For a live setting, the 16 is a little bit scary, especially if it's rowdy bands and stuff like that, because you're plugging that in. And if a microphone, if someone gets crazy with a mic or something, you may damage the top. Where on the 12, you have more of a chance, or you're able to actually just pull it straight out. So that's my thoughts on the input there. The master section, they're similar, but they're a little bit different. Here, let me grab here. Here you see the master section of the Model 12. You have a mid EQ, and you can actually change the notch or the bell, or sorry, I don't know the right terminology for that, but that's the section of the Model 12 master section. The master EQ section of the 16 is similar, but it has another additional mid EQ. There's two knobs. One is to bypass the EQ, and two buttons. One is to bypass the EQ in, and one is to switch it from your aux returns or the main mix. So the channels here on Model 12, you have 6 mono channels and 2 stereo channels. You have a main, a sub, and an FX fader. You have you have one aux and the effects, but it can be used as a secondary aux. Your compressor, and all throughout this board there's the mids where there's mid EQs. There's EQs all throughout this board, is what I meant to say. If you look at the Model 16, you have 8 mono channels and then 3 stereo channels. But if you look at this section of the board where 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14 start, the EQs are incomplete. There is 3 bands, but there is no you can't sweep the mids, the mid frequency. Or you can sweep the mid frequency, but it's stuck at a frequency. You see, you can't adjust where you go. And there's no compressor. And also on 13, 14, there's only 2 monitor returns. There's not the FX, there's not the EQ, and there's not the compressor. You do have there's not even an XLR input. It's RCA, or the stereo for the phone. Stereo input for a phone. You have a main, a sub, a control room, and an FX out. That's that section right there. Alright, and the last thing I can add is that the Model 12 is said to be all digital. What's that mean? That means that the preamp here, the preamp section, is analog. It's the only thing that's analog. And down here, everything is digital. When I play back my stems or my multi-tracks through the machine, I'm able to turn the compressor, and the light, it'll activate the compressor. On the 16, when I activate the compressor on my multi-track, I get nothing back. I don't know, maybe if I'm doing something wrong, someone wants to comment something in the threads or whatnot that really knows the 16, but I believe that this machine is analog down, so it's not just the pre's how the 12 is. The compressor and the EQ is actually analog, and I've tested them with a guitar, and the compressor does turn on, but I noticed the lights working a bit different than the 12. I know that sounds funny, but maybe someone's experienced the same thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video there. I hope this has helped someone who is on the fence, you know, between a 12 or a 16. I really like the 12. For what it is, it does a lot.